Jealousy makes us blind to our own worth. It steals joy and hides the gifts that God has already placed inside us. When you keep looking at what others have, you forget the treasure in your own hands. This truth became clear in the life of a tiny creature, a small ant who lived deep inside a warm African forest. There was once a little ant named Nia. She lived with her family inside a wide colony of hard-working ants. From the day she was born, everyone knew Nia was special. She woke earlier than the sun, carried food twice her size, and planned ahead when others were still sleeping. The elder ants often said, "That little one has a wise heart. She will never lack because she works before trouble comes." Nia was proud, but not in a loud way. Her heart was peaceful, until jealousy knocked on her tiny door. Each morning the forest came alive with music. Bright light fell through the trees, and every animal showed its own beauty. One day Nia stopped to watch the peacock. He spread his colorful feathers wide, and the whole forest seemed to shine. Birds clapped their wings, monkeys whistled, even the trees leaned closer. Everyone admired him. Nia carried a crumb of food on her back and whispered, "Look at his beauty. Everyone looks at him. Who will ever look at me?" Later she saw Lily the butterfly flying high above the flowers. Her wings flashed red, yellow, and gold as she floated freely in the soft wind. Lily laughed and danced with the breeze. Nia watched from the ground and sighed. "If only I had wings. I am tired of crawling on the dirt while others touch the sky." Even Emeka the squirrel made her heart heavy. He jumped from tree to tree like a flash of brown lightning. He needed no map, no road, no permission. He simply leaped, fearless and fast. Nia felt a deep ache and said to herself, "Why was I made so small? Why must I only carry food while others play and shine?" Day by day, jealousy grew inside her like a silent storm. The ant who once led every worker now walked slowly. She forgot the joy of building tunnels and storing food. Her eyes no longer shone with purpose. Friends asked, "Nia, why do you look so sad these days?" She only forced a weak smile and said nothing. Inside, her heart whispered dangerous words. "Maybe I am nothing. Maybe life is unfair." But life was about to teach Nia a lesson she would never forget. The sky changed one hot afternoon. Dark clouds rolled in like angry drums. The air smelled of wet earth and fear. Before anyone could run, a violent storm covered the forest. Rain poured like rivers from the sky. Thunder roared and trees bent low. The peacock tried to dance, but his feathers became heavy with water. His bright colors turned dull and cold. Lily the butterfly fought the wind, but her soft wings were soaked and she fell into the mud. Jim the squirrel clung to his tree, but a loud crack split the trunk, sending him crashing to the ground. The animals who once looked so free were now weak and helpless. But under the ground, Nia's colony was safe. The tunnels she and her family had built with hard work were dry and strong. No flood could reach them. The same small legs that once carried crumbs had created a fortress. For the first time, Nia lifted her eyes and saw the truth. The gifts I envied are now failing. But the gift I once ignored is saving us all. The storm roared through the night, but deep in the tunnels, Nia could not sleep. Her mind repeated a single thought. I wasted my days wishing for wings while the gift of my hands was enough to protect many. A quiet courage rose in her chest like a warm fire. She turned to the other ants and said, "Friends, our home is safe, but others need us. Let's use what we have to help them." Hundreds of ants answered with one voice. They formed long lines and marched out into the dangerous rain. Some carried the butterfly carefully to a dry leaf. Some cleaned the mud from the peacock's feathers. Others built a bed of leaves for the shivering squirrel. Tiny bodies moved like one great army of love. The forest watched in wonder. Creatures who once seemed mighty now depended on the smallest of all. The peacock whispered, "I have never seen a beauty greater than yours." The butterfly said, "You cannot fly, but you lifted me higher than my wings ever could." The squirrel added, "Strength is not in jumping, but in helping." When the clouds finally broke and the morning sun warmed the forest, the animals gathered around Nia. Their eyes were full of respect and quiet gratitude. The proud peacock bowed his head. The butterfly rested softly on Nia's shoulder. Even the strong squirrel knelt low to thank her. That night, Nia stood at the entrance of the colony and watched the stars sparkle above the wet leaves. Her heart felt bigger than the whole forest. She finally understood a truth that will never grow old. Being small is not a weakness. A big heart makes the smallest one the greatest of all. She turned to her friends and said, "I don't want to be anyone else anymore. The gift God gave me is enough. Greatness is not in beauty or wings or speed. Greatness lives in service, kindness, and the courage to use what you already have." From that day on, Nia worked with joy. She no longer compared herself to others. Her heart was light, her steps were strong. And whenever a young ant felt jealous or sad, the elders would point to Nia and say, "Look at her, the smallest ant who became the biggest lesson." Remember this. Those who serve are always taller than those who only shine. Do not waste your life wishing for another creature's wings. Use the gifts in your hands, and you will discover a greatness the world cannot ignore. I believe you learned a lesson from Nia's story. Jealousy makes us blind to the treasure God has already placed inside us. Kindly share with us in the comments what you learned today. And tell us one gift you now see in your own life that you will start using from this moment. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a friend who needs this reminder. And subscribe so you don't miss the next life-changing story here. Your words in the comments may be the light that encourages someone else to discover their own hidden greatness.